What's gravy, baby? Welcome to another episode of Trey Talk Saints podcast, episode number 12. And what we going over today, the New Orleans Saints 2025 schedule. We're about to go over what we think about this schedule. Pretty much we're going to give a little prediction, before preseason starts and things of that nature. A very rough prediction of what I think is the ceiling and also the floor for this team when it comes to this schedule. And we pretty much go team by team and figure out what the hell's going on. I also have another topic that we're going to talk about today, and that's the topic we're actually going to begin with, and that's the Saints actually have done something. It's not necessarily good, but they've done something that the team hasn't experienced, I believe, in ever since like 2000 and I don't even remember. I think it's been like over like 15 or 20 years or something like that since the Saints have went through what happened to them with this scheduling. But before I get into it, I just want to say I appreciate you guys for last episode. I believe last episode that we pretty much talked about Derek Carr retiring, leaving the Saints, pretty much had the most views out of all of our Trey Talk Saints episodes. So I do appreciate y'all for tuning in, bro. The support for that, I do appreciate it, dog. Like I said, hey, I don't care how many views I get on these videos. I just like to sit down, talk some football, talk some Saints. It's something that I enjoy. So all you guys supporting it, liking the video, and giving me some views like that, I appreciate you very much. So let's get right into it, dog. Listen, here's the schedule right here. So, one thing I want to get straight. Actually, no, let's take that away. This is what I want to get to first. As you guys can see here, Saints left off primetime slate for first time in 25 years. So, 25 years, guys. And you might be like, if you don't really know, you might be like, Trey, what do you mean left off primetime slate? The Saints have no primetime games. Zero. Zilch, nada, you hear me? Zero, however you want to say it, dog. Listen, they have no primetime games. Monday Night Football, nope. Friday Night Football, nope. Thursday Night Football, nope. Saturday Night Football, nope. Sunday Night Football, nope. No primetime games. All the Saints games is going to be in that noon slot or the midday, like the 3:25, 4:25, depending on where you live slot. That's where the hell the Saints gonna be playing. Zero primetime games, man. Yeah, in 25 years. So when you think about that, like, how good were we like 20 years ago? You know what I'm saying? Like, were we good enough to have any 20 years ago? Maybe we had some players that, actually had, some how I want to put it, like maybe we had some players with better aura around them or something like that pretty much garnish us a possibility to get a primetime game. But now when you look at the team, bro, you look at the team now, there's nobody that you really want to watch. I'm just being real, being trill. I'm just being real with y'all, bro. It does suck. I don't like that, the Saints ain't getting that, they're not getting that acknowledgement, or they're not getting that opportunity to have the whole football world watch them. That does suck. It is unfortunate. As a long life, until I die Saints fan, I do feel that disappointment. Like, damn, bro, no primetime games. That's tough. But let's be real. Let's be honest here, y'all. The Saints they're gonna have to prove it. They're gonna have to sit here. They're gonna have to take this on the chin, take it on the lip. You got your ass punched in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? And you got to show people that, hey, we are deserving of at least one goddamn primetime game. Because you think about the last primetime games they had, they got beat down by the damn Rams in primetime. They got beat down by the goddamn, what was the other team they had in primetime? I know one was the Rams that got beat down by. I never forget the one like a couple years ago against Arizona when they blasted us. And we had goddamn Andy Dalton out there throwing pick sixes. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I know last year they had a couple primetime games, and it was trash. It was ass. You know, I do know the Rams was one for sure. I don't remember what the other ones was, but I know the Rams was one of them, and they got their ass beat by the Rams. You hear me? So the Saints are at this point in time where they don't have anybody on the team that's like, damn, I want to watch that damn game. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think if they would have drafted Shedeur Sanders. I'm not going to sit here and slander the Saints anymore by not drafting him. I'm off that train. I was pissed off in the moment. It's still a little bit, upsetting, but I ain't going to go too crazy. I'm just ready for the season to begin and ready to see what the hell we got in Tyler Shuck or Spencer Rattler, whoever. So, but I just want to say this one thing. If the Saints did, let's for say, have Shedeur Sanders on the team, and they announced Shedeur Sanders as the starter, then guess what? I guarantee you they would have found a primetime game slot for the Saints. I guarantee you that if they had Shedeur Sanders on the team and he was going to be the starting quarterback, they would have found him or found the Saints a primetime game slot. That's what you have to have. If you want a primetime game slot, bro, you got to either be a good-ass team or you got to be a team with some players that's going to draw some damn viewers. I'm sorry, but the Saints don't really got no players that's going to draw any viewers. You hear me? I mean, it just is what it is, dog. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. It sucks. It's unfortunate. But, the teams that we're along with is the Browns and the Titans. So the Browns is understandable as well. The Browns are almost just like us. The quarterback position is very uncertain. They do have Shedeur though, but he's not acknowledged as the starter. So I don't know. But the Titans, they did just have the number 1 pick. But outside of Cam Ward, who the hell did the Titans got? You know what I'm saying? Besides Cam Ward, the damn Titans don't got shit. You heard me? Like, hey, listen, I'm just being real with y'all. And if you think about the Browns, outside of Myles Garrett, I think they got Jerry Jeudy over there. They still got Njoku, or did he leave? They got some things here that I think Chubb, I don't think they're bringing Chubb back, Nick Chubb. So, they're kind of in that space to where it's like, bro, the Browns are always ass. You hear me? Like, they've been ass forever. And it's just like, they don't really need no goddamn primetime game. It's the Browns. Who the hell want to watch the Browns in primetime? You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of where New Orleans is. Who the hell want to watch New Orleans with an aging roster? All their best players are getting older. AK getting older. Taysom Hill getting older. Cam Jordan getting old. DeMario Davis getting old. Tyrann Mathieu getting old. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, listen, all those players are probably our best top players on the team. They all old, getting old, or old. You know what I'm saying? Like, they old, they getting old. It just is what it is, y'all. And we got to be able to swallow our pride and pretty much think and understand, like, damn, yeah, we really don't have a lot to be excited for on this team. We could be excited for what these new upcoming players will turn out to be. But, besides like Rashid Shaheed and Chris Olave, we don't really have no super young talent that's going to draw viewership. You hear me? So, listen, it is unfortunate. I wanted to get that out the way before I talked about the scheduling, because that's something, obviously that deserves some attention, because 25 years, y'all, and we finally have a no primetime game slate. 25 years now. This is the first year, so it's up to the Saints, guys. It's up to the ownership. It's up to the management. It's up to the Saints. to pretty much get them back up to a competitive team. Because every team in your goddamn division has a primetime game. The Panthers, primetime game. The Falcons, primetime game. The Buccaneers, primetime game. They got a sting. And its ownership got to look at that. The management got to look at that. And they're like, damn, we losing out on money because of this. Like, y'all should feel this shit, man. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Because not just 3-4 years ago, maybe I'll say 4 or 5 years ago, the Saints was the best team in the goddamn division. You know, I say 5 years. 5 years ago, the Saints was the best team in the damn division, bro. That was the best team in the division. Now look at you. Now look at you, bro. No primetime games 5 years later. It's embarrassing, man. It's very embarrassing. All the teams in your division, which, let me remind you, they're not that great of teams. They're not world beaters. Nobody in the NFC South, anybody in the NFC South are world beaters. None of them, bro. But guess what they got? They got Bryce Young over there at Carolina. They have a quarterback that has some promise. He was a #1 pick. He looks better than he did out of all the other years, or, you know, the other first year or second year. Like, he looks way better. Michael Penix over there with the Falcons. You know, they got Kyle Pitts, Drake London. You know, they got some things. They got Bijan Robinson. They got some pieces over there. People are like, okay, I actually want to watch them. And then you got the damn Buccaneers of Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. You know, you got Levante David. You know, you still got some decent players on the defense. Vita Vea. Like, they got players over there. It's like, okay, we would want to watch that. You know, they got some compelling players. You look at the Saints, bro. I'm sorry, but, you know, you don't got a quarterback people really want to watch. And all your other players, like I said, are old and aging. So we go see what the Saints do. We go see if y'all can do something, bro. Like I said, it's going to be a rough couple of years. So buckle up, Saints fans. The next 2-3 years is going to be really trying. It's going to be really trying. And what I mean by really trying is going to be a challenge to remain focused, remain patient. As a Saints fan, you're gonna have to try really hard to remain and stay loyal to this team, cause it's gonna be a rough 2-3 years, bro. I'm letting you know. Maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong, but we shall see. So now the 2025 schedule, here it is right here, guys. And I want to preface one thing. I want to say one thing right quick before we dive into this schedule. This schedule right here, y'all, if this was 5-6 years ago, we wiping this schedule clean, bro. We might not go undefeated, but we probably only lose about 3-4 games at the most. You hear me? We probably lose about 3-4 games at the most if this was 5-6 years ago. But the state of the Saints now, that has drastically changed. First game against the Cardinals. You got Kyler Murray. You know, depending on what game you get, you might got a game where he ain't doing a damn thing. You might got a game where he goddamn annoying and killing you. What type of game we go get out of there? What type of game we go get out of him, bro? What we go get out of Kyler Murray? You hear me? I don't know about this game. I will say it's a winnable game. It's not a game where you just look and say, oh, they're losing this game. This is a winnable game. It's a winnable game, bro. Is it an easy game? Probably not. No. Because you saw last year, the Saints were struggling with the goddamn Giants. You hear me? Like, come on, bro. It's not an easy game. I think at this point in time with the Saints, you really look at the schedule and you can't really say any game is easy anymore for the Saints. Because we've seen them struggle. We've seen them struggle with bad teams. Because guess what? The Saints are a bad team. So it's not an easy game. But is it winnable? Yes. That is a winnable game. The Giants, like I said, we saw them struggle against the Giants and Drew Lock last year, bro. With Drew Lock. And he almost was like a game time decision when he played. Because they thought DeVito was going to be the starter. But it ended up being goddamn Drew Lock. That decision was made the day of or the day before. And the Saints struggled heartedly. They struggled so damn bad against them. It literally took a defensive stand for the Saints to win that game. Drew Lock had an opportunity to beat them dudes in the final moments of the damn game. So is the Giants game winnable? Yes. But is it easy? No. Because they made some draft picks. They made some different moves to make them better. They actually have either Jameis Winston or Russell Wilson on their team as a quarterback, which those are players that can beat you. You can lose against those guys. They're better than Drew Lock. Jameis Winston or Russell Wilson. I'm pretty sure Russell Wilson will be the starter. He's better than Drew Lock. So yes, you can lose that game, but it is still a winnable game. The Rams, you're gonna lose that game. The Saints are losing that game, man. They have a pretty good defense. Even after Aaron Donald left, they have guys that have stepped up on that defense, and they have the better quarterback, Matt Stafford, and they have Devontae Adams alongside of Puka Nacua. Who they got? Hawkinson as a tight end. Like, bro, like, you're losing that game. Hey, we're not beating the Rams, dog. Let's see. And let me remind you, the games that are away are going to be the games that are in bold. So the bold games are away. The home games are in the black. Okay, so black home games, the games that's lit up in like bronze or brown, that's going to be away games. So now we go on the road to the Rams. I got that as a loss. We got Miami on the road. I mean, good weather shouldn't be a big issue, but come on, bro. Like, they got Waddle, they got Tyreek Hill still. You know what I'm saying? They got some pieces over there. The defense is okay, but the question is, what is Tua? Is Tua hurt by this time? Is he hurt by the fourth game of the year? Is Tua going to be hurt or banged up already? Is Tua playing? If Tua plays, we're losing that game. Let's keep going. The Tennessee Titans, very, very winnable game. Is it going to be an easy game? I would probably say, if I look at the damn schedule, this is the easiest game on the schedule. I'm just being honest with y'all, being real with y'all. This is the easiest game on the schedule because they have nobody outside of goddamn Cam Ward, and he's a rookie quarterback. So the Titans are the easiest game on the schedule. Okay? They're the easiest game on the schedule. But is it winnable? Of course. Is it easy? Is it actually easy? Probably not, bro. But it is the easiest game on the schedule. The 49ers, I mean, they've been unhealthy, but you're going to lose that game if they're healthy. You hear me? If they're healthy, you're losing that goddamn game. Just being real trill with you. If they're healthy, with Christian McCaffrey, with Brock Purdy, with Ayuk, you know what I'm saying? Who else they got over there? I don't even know who else the hell they got over there because they got rid of Debo. I know they got the dude, the Purcell guy, the Jawan Jennings, you know, so I mean Kittle. How could I forget about Kittle? You hear me? So I mean, listen, if they're healthy, you're gonna lose that game. It is what it is, bro. The Patriots, you know, a couple years ago, you probably say, yeah, this is an easy game. We beating their ass. Nah, bro. The guy Drake May, he's a good quarterback. He's showing that he can actually be a starting quarterback in the league. You got on defense Christian Gonzalez, a shutdown corner over there. You know, they made some moves in the draft to make themselves better as well. Listen, that's not an easy game. That's a toss-up. They can go either way. You can either win that game or lose that game. I believe that game will be a close game, and whoever wins it, they're going to win it in the fourth quarter. And then, of course, you got 3 games in a row with the NFC South. The Panthers, hey, I believe we probably split with them. We might have a game where Bryce Young is good, and then we'll have a game where Bryce Young is bad. But you can lose both of those games. But I believe they split. The Buccaneers, listen, you probably lose both of those, to be honest with you. They're a better team. They're the best team in the NFC South. They're a better team with the best quarterback in the division, Baker Mayfield. So if they're healthy, you're probably losing both of those games, to be honest with you. The Falcons, you're probably split with them. They have Michael Penix. He's a young quarterback. I don't know how he's going to take that next leap in this next season. But listen, hey, you'll probably split those games. The Bills, you're losing that game. I'm not going to say nothing about it. You're away too. I'm not going to talk about it. At least the weather won't be too bad because there's going to be in I think that game is going to be like in it's going to be before it gets a little colder, I think. So you should be okay as far as weather goes. But you're going to lose that game. The Bears, you're probably going to lose that game. One thing you should know about the Saints is that they do terrible at mobile quarterbacks. Any game with a mobile quarterback, you could damn near say they're going to lose. Y'all remember when these dudes lost to goddamn Joshua Dobbs? They had Joshua Dobbs' bald head ass looking like Michael Vick, bro. Y'all remember that goddamn game? I think that game might have been I think that game probably made me the most mad out of almost any Saints game I've seen. Besides like the Minnesota Miracle and the goddamn no call. But watching that game against Dobbs was one of the most annoying ass games that I watched as a Saints fan. Because they just had this dude running out the pocket, throwing dots down the field. He doing celebrations. It's Joshua fucking Dobbs. Joshua Dobbs. This dude's a goddamn engineer. He should be out there working for goddamn NASA, dog. He should be working for NASA, man. And he out there busting y'all ass. Looking like Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson. He was doing all types of shit against us, dog. So yes, when I see a game against Caleb Williams on my goddamn schedule, I'm like, damn, okay. Well, guess what, man? We're probably going to lose. And that's the nothing with Kyler Murray. Like, damn, he's probably going to be running around like a goddamn jackrabbit across the goddamn field. And we ain't going to be able to tackle his little ass. That's the same thing I'm feeling about the damn Bears against goddamn Caleb Williams. And then we get a bye week. That's actually a pretty good bye week. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We get 12 games and then the bye week. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, we got 5 games after the bye week. That's a pretty good bye week. Because you pretty much get, you get 12 games out the way. So you got a pretty good idea of what your team is at. And at that point, after 12 games, you're either right there. You kind of know. You know if you're going to be contending for the playoffs, if you're going to be an actual contending team in the playoffs, or if you're not going to be contending at all. Or if you're in the middle. You kind of know. By 12 games, you know where your team's pretty much going to be finishing off close by at. You're either going to be a middle of the pack type team, or you're going to be a trash-ass team, or you're going to be a good-ass team. You kind of going to know around that 12th, 13th game. Okay? So that's a pretty good spot for bye weeks in my opinion. Somewhere around like that 10 through 12 week is probably the best weeks to have your bye week. Anywhere in between 10 and 12 weeks. And then you go against the... the Panthers again. Like I said, they're most likely going to split those games, I feel like. And then you got the Bills. Like I said, I said the Bills already. You're going to lose that game. I skipped the Seahawks. The Seahawks game, guys, we don't really know how Sam Darnold's going to look in that system. We know their O-line was kind of banged up. Geno Smith was taking a licking. He was getting his ass blasted a lot, being the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. So, because like I said, they were able to mask him very well with the Minnesota Vikings. They were able to mask him, his deficiencies, because the one thing about Aaron Donald that we saw was under pressure, it's a wrap. If he's under pressure, he folds and crumbles, bruh. But with a good, clean pocket, he's good. That's what separates the really good elite quarterbacks from just the decent good quarterbacks. is if you're under pressure, if shit ain't going right, can you still make your throws? Can you still improvise? And it looks like Sam Darnold, he struggles in those areas where he has to improvise or when he has to stand in that pocket and throw a dot and take a goddamn hit. So we go see, that's a toss-up as well. They have a decent roster, not the best roster. Their roster is decent, okay? It's decent. So that's kind of a toss-up for me with the Seattle Seahawks. Once again, the Bills, that's a straight-up goddamn L. That's a loss. Chalk it up. It's a wrap. Even if Josh Allen don't play for some reason, I feel like we still lose that goddamn game. We're going down there to Buffalo, and they have a better team than us. Even without goddamn Josh Allen, they probably have a better team. So, hey, we're losing that game, guys. Like I said, Buccaneers, we probably lose both of those, to be honest with you. But the best I'm giving us is that we'll split those games. The Falcons, like I said, I believe we'll split those games. And then we got the Jets at this time of year. Who knows how good Justin Fields is at this point of the year? Has Justin Fields shown that, hey, I am that guy. I can lead this franchise. I am a starting caliber quarterback. Will Justin Fields, I said Jalen, will Justin Fields show us that he can lead a team? If he does show that, we'll probably lose this game because the Jets actually have a pretty decent and good defense. They do. The Jets have a pretty solid defense. It's just been quarterback-wise, they haven't been able to put up enough goddamn points. So can Justin Fields give them an offense that's capable of putting up a decent amount of points to give their team a chance to win games? So that's the question. If Justin Fields is playing good, we'll lose because he is a mobile quarterback and he can run the goddamn ball like a running back. So if he's making good decisions, if he's playing good, we lose. But if he is not looking good, we'll probably win. So there you go. You can see, guys, I'm not that confident. Bro. But one positive thing you can say about this schedule, when you look at this schedule, there's one positive thing you can take out of it. And you may be like, Trey, what is that? The positive thing that you can say is they don't got to play Patrick Mahomes. They don't got to play Lamar Jackson. They don't got to play, who else? Joe Burrow. They don't got to play Justin Herbert. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think about any other really good quarterback. Jared Goff. Jared Goff with the Lions. Okay. Who else? Who else that you may not have to play? That's like a really good to elite quarterback. Jordan Love with the Green Bay Packers. You don't play them. You don't gotta play the Vikings and worry about the Vikings. You know what I'm saying? So there is some things to look at because the Saints don't play a lot of, Jalen Hurts. I forgot Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. You don't have to play them. You know what I'm saying? So Washington Commanders and Jaden Daniels. You don't got to play them. You hear me? You don't got to go against the Broncos. You don't got to worry about Sean Payton and Bo Nix. You don't got to worry about Houston Texans and CJ Stroud. You know what I'm saying? You don't play the Cowboys this year, but we bust their ass last year, so whatever. So when you think about the Saints in their schedule, when you look at it in its totality, and you look at the elite quarterbacks, I'm talking about elite quarterbacks, the Saints only play, in my opinion, they only play 2 elite quarterbacks. And that's going to be the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen, and then that's going to be the Rams with Matt Stafford. Those are the only 2 elite quarterbacks. I mean, listen, if you want to put the 49ers, that's up for debate. Is Brock Purdy elite or not? Okay, that's up for debate. I don't really know. I'm not going to put him as elite. I'm going to put him as really good. He's a good quarterback. He's a solid, good quarterback. He's right there with like Jared Goff, like they're good quarterbacks, but I wouldn't say they're elite. Matt Stafford, I would say that he's elite because he's won a Super Bowl. He consistently throws for 300, 400 yards. He consistently shows us that, hey, at this age, he can sling that goddamn thing. And he's been, still up to be for Pro Bowls and different things like that. Like, Matt Stafford is still a elite quarterback in my opinion. I believe Matt Stafford is elite. I believe he's better than Jared Goff. He's better than Brock Purdy. Better than Baker Mayfield. You know what I'm saying? So I believe he's right there, like lower tier level elite. If you want to just say he like lower tier level elite, like they're barely elite. Like they're really good. They're right there at elite. That's damn near where I put like Jalen Hurts or kind of like Jaden Daniels. Like they're right there. Like they're really good to elite. You can pretty much put them in both categories. You can put them in the really good category. You can put them in the elite category. That's kind of the same damn thing with George. What's the dude name? The guy with the damn Lions, Jared Goff. Like really good to elite. Like they can be in any one of those spots depending on what day. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at the Saints, they only play the best quarterbacks they play is Josh Allen. Of course, he's the MVP. So, unfortunately, you gotta play a top 3 quarterback in the league. It sucks. And then you got Matt Stafford, which is a top 10 quarterback. When you look everywhere else, guys, you either have good quarterbacks or you have unproven quarterbacks or you have decent quarterbacks. Okay? Kyler Murray, he's a decent quarterback. I wouldn't even say he's really good. He's decent. You hear me? Russell Wilson, at this point in his career, he's decent. I already went over the round. Tua is a decent quarterback. He's good. He's decent to good. The Titans, he's unproven. The Purdy, you could put him as a good quarterback. Drake May, you could put him as, a decent quarterback right now. He's decent to good. Bryce Young, decent to good. Baker Mayfield, a good quarterback. Michael Penix, unproven. Let me see. Seattle Seahawks with Sam Darnold. Hey, I want to kind of say unproven to decent. He's unproven in the sense that he's with a new team, but he's decent in the fact that he had a pretty good year with the Vikings. So unproven to decent. The Bears, I would probably say at this point, Caleb Williams is probably decent. We already went over Bryce Young. We already went over Josh Allen. And then, with the Bucks, we went over there with Baker Mayfield, Michael Penix, and then the Jets with, Justin Fields. Is he decent or is he unproven? I mean, I don't really know. We don't know how he's going to play with the New York Jets. We don't really know how he's going to play. But we've seen him have some really good games. We've seen him have some stinkers. We've seen him have some ass games. So he's kind of in that unproven to decent mark. So that's the one good thing you could say about the Saints. But this schedule, this is kind of how it's been, guys, for the past 3 years. For the past 3 years, the Saints have had favorable or decently easy schedules. And they have done bad or horribly and underachieved every single time. So I have no confidence that they're going to do good this season. Because you think about the last 2 years, we had schedules just like this, where we only played a couple good quarterbacks, maybe one elite quarterback, and the rest of the games, the rest of the teams were unproven or decent quarterbacks. That's how it's been the past 2-3 years, guys. But the Saints have not been able to cross over that threshold and win the goddamn division at least, because they were hindered by Dennis Allen and goddamn Derek Carr. So now with a new head coach, with a new starting quarterback that we're going to have, can they maybe do it? I don't know. But that's what we're going to get into. The next topic is my prediction for the season. What is the ceiling for the Saints? What is the floor for the Saints? what do I believe in terms of win will be the floor and the ceilings of the New Orleans Saints. So let's just say nothing goes right. Our quarterback situation is just terrible. Tyler shook his ass. Spencer Rattler hasn't gotten any better. And the defense takes a big downgrade. The defense isn't playing that good. You know, the quarterback is, the coach is struggling. Let's just say all the things go bad for the Saints. Everything that we fear goes wrong. Then I got the Saints at 2 wins. That's what I got, bro. At the floor, I got the Saints with 2 wins. And those 2 wins will probably come against the Titans and maybe like the goddamn Seahawks or the Bears. That'll probably be the game you win. Or you'll maybe win a game against the Titans and you'll maybe squeeze out a game against the Panthers or the Falcons. And maybe something like that, guys. Okay? But I do kind of got the Titans at an automatic W. I do kind of got them at a W with the Titans no matter what. That's the one game I'm just looking at saying, bro, like, we winning that game against the Titans, bro. You hear me? Like, that's the one game I'm just looking at saying that we're going to win. So, 2 losses, that's my overall floor for the Saints. Let me know in the comment section what you guys believe and think is the floor, the very worst the Saints are going to do. I have it at 2 losses. As far as the ceiling goes, what's the best the Saints can do? If the running game is going good, Kamara and the old dude that we got from Kansas, the all-time leading rusher, I think it's Devin Neal or something like that, all-time leading rusher in yards and touchdown with Kansas. If he shows up and be good, if the O-line is blocking good, protecting the quarterback, whatever quarterback, Tyler Shough or Spencer Rattler, if they're in there playing decently, not even world beaters, if they're showing themselves to be decent, good quarterbacks, the defense is playing good with the new additions and the re-signings. If everything goes right for the Saints, I see them winning 9 games. I'll put them at 9. If everything goes good, guys, everything goes good, I got them at 9. Which means they'll most likely win the Arizona game. They'll most likely win the Giants game. They'll probably, they'll beat the Titans. They'll probably beat the Patriots. They'll split the games against the Panthers. They'll split the games against the Falcons. They'll probably squeeze out the wins against the Seattle Seahawks and the Bears. And then you'll probably beat the Jets. So if I'm calculating that, win against Arizona, win against New York, that's 2 wins. Win against Titans, that's 3. Beat the New England Patriots, that's 4. And then you split the division games with with Carolina and the Falcons, that's 2 more wins. So 2 plus the what did I have it at? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 plus 4, that's 6. So I give a 6 right there. Then you beat Seattle, you beat the Bears, that's 7, that's 8 wins. And then you probably beat the Jets, that's number 9. That's if the Buccaneers beat us both times. So you split the games with the Panthers and the Falcons. You beat the Jets, you beat the Titans, you beat the Cardinals, you beat the Giants, the Jets, the Patriots, the Seattle Seahawks, the Bears. That's 9 wins. That's kind of what I got them at their highest ceiling. They could fall anywhere in between. That's why I did the ceiling or the floor, because I really don't know. I can't really predict the record, bro, because they haven't played even preseason yet. I haven't seen shit. I can't really predict right now what the game will be, but I can give you their floor and ceiling. I see the floor being at 2. I see the ceiling being at 9 wins, and I would not be surprised if they fall anywhere in between. They can easily be a 5-game team. They can easily be a 6-game team. They can easily be a 3-4 game team. That's what I feel like, guys. Anywhere in between 2 and 9. 2 and 9, guys. That's what I got us. Anywhere in between the 2 losses or all the way up to 9 wins, or anywhere in between. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think is the floor for the Saints, what you guys think is also the ceiling for the Saints in terms of wins. That's pretty much all I got for the video, guys. We went over the Saints not having any primetime games. You heard me? No primetime games. It's been 25 years. We also have and talked about the schedule in terms of what I feel about the schedule, what I feel about the teams and things of that nature that we're playing against. And I also gave you guys my ceiling and my floor of what I feel like the Saints will do in terms of them actually winning games. So once again, appreciate you guys for stopping through. Hey, very, very much appreciated. Very much love for the previous video. Hopefully we get this video up to, those same amount of views. But once again, any comments, questions, concerns, any ideas, any topics, any other videos you guys want me to do about the Saints, let me know down low in the comment section. I appreciate y'all for stopping through. But until next time, it's been your boy. Y'all stay blessed. And of course, who dat?